Hi everybody. So I'm gonna keep with tradition here, and okay. So with tradition that I started last year when I did my 2 videos about G.I. Joe Retaliation, I'm gonna continue that tradition with RoboCop, with this year's RoboCop film, directed by José Padilha. Hope I'm pronouncing his name right. Before I get into my thoughts, and this is a, in case you didn't read the title, it is a what do I expect from this year's RoboCop. Now before I get into that, I just want to recommend something that I found on YouTube, here on YouTube. It is a Q&A session with Peter Weller, the original RoboCop. It's a really cool Q&A session that was held at a screening of, it was last year. It was held in Austin, I believe they said it was. Anyway, that's not important, but it's really fun listen and fun watch, but it's a really fun listen. It's really good. Peter Weller is he's a really eccentric type of guy. He is a good talker. I had never really watched very much interview stuff with him before, and it was really interesting. He's a real student and admirer of the whole film as a whole, you know. It's really good. He talks about a lot of things that I had never seen before in any RoboCop related stuff that I had ever seen, and I've seen plenty, as all of us have. But talks about oh, it was really cool. He mentions Rutger Hauer. He mentions that Paul Verhoeven was friends with Rutger Hauer, and apparently in the middle of filming, Paul Verhoeven was furious with everybody involved, and he was concerned that he had said through somebody else. He had told Peter Weller that he was afraid that Peter Weller was going to pull Rutger Hauer on him. He says that Rutger Hauer used to beat him up. So I don't know if that's serious or Peter Weller was just having fun a little bit, exaggerating. But anyway, it's a really good listen. Anyway, I'm not going to talk about that. I'm not going to live in the past. Now, don't be so sensitive, people, to what I'm going to say here, but just hear me out. This is something it's been rattling around in my head for quite a long time, starting, I think, this year, just in January this year it started. Now, what I'm about to say isn't to downplay anyone else's love and appreciation of RoboCop. That's not what I'm meaning to do here. But I just want to explain that chances are, if you are watching this video, with respect, you cannot be a bigger RoboCop fan than I am. You can be as equal a RoboCop fan as I am, equally as big a fan as I am. But I guarantee there's nobody watching this video that's a bigger fan than I am. And having said that, I'm going to tell you something that this may not be popular. Some of you may not want to hear this, but I think I'm getting a little bit, I'm tired of looking in the rearview mirror all the time. I'm tired of thinking back to RoboCop and RoboCop 2 as the only things that, to me, are really RoboCop, and until now they are. The 87 film and 1990's RoboCop 2, as far as I'm concerned, in 1989, whenever it was, when Irving Kershner wrapped up production of RoboCop 2, in 1989, I guess it might have been, released in 1990, of course, When that film stopped production, ever since then, RoboCop has never been handled well. It has never been done well since then. You know, and I'm ready. Like I'm getting older. I'm ready to embrace something else. No. Not something else. Something more. I want more. You know? I don't want to just always be looking back at the 1987 classic. You know, I want to move forward, and from what I've seen, this director, what I expect, okay, now I'm finally getting into what we're here to talk about. What I expect from this year's RoboCop film is I expect it's going to be far from perfect. It's not going to be perfect. It is in no way, shape, or form do I think it's going to surpass the original. But I think it'll at least be it'll at least be handled with intelligence. And we're not going to get anything that is like watered down, and this is just what I'm thinking. José Padilha seems very, very intelligent. I've watched all kinds of interviews with him. I didn't even know about him before. And this is an interesting thing too to think about, fellas. José Padilha, he has something in common with Paul Verhoeven in that this film, this year's RoboCop film, is his English language, or his, for José Padilha, it's his English language film debut. Paul Verhoeven, his 1987 RoboCop film was his American film debut. So they're kind of both fish out of water in a little ways, you know? They're both, RoboCop is their first main leap into American Canadian, you know, like the big Hollywood type film. It's their first attempt at breaking into that. So I think that's really cool too. I've read a lot of reviews, and all the reviews I read are pretty positive. For the most part, they're pretty positive. I did watch a podcast review here on YouTube, and man, it shocked the hell out of me. But I won't lie, it got me a little hot under the collar. I was pretty upset. But I've come around now, and I've realized that, you know, I've come around now, and I've collected my thoughts. I realize I am very emotionally invested in this. I am so emotionally invested, and so sensitive. I realize that I felt like I had read all these positive reviews, and I was thinking, man, this looks friggin' promising. This is right on. Fuck yeah, we finally got RoboCop, another version, a completely reimagined RoboCop, but an equally good, or close to equally good RoboCop. Again, I'm not expecting a 1987 masterpiece again. But what are my thoughts here? I'm very emotionally invested, and it's so much that I'm having a hard time collecting my thoughts as I'm doing this, but you get the picture. Yeah, my emotions are running high. I'm very, like I said earlier, I am ready, fellas. I'm tired of, sure, we have the 1987 film, and if you appreciate the 1990 RoboCop 2 like I do, we have that too. But I want more, you know, I want it to continue on. I want more merchandise. I want new toy lines. I want more sequels. I want, after this film, I want, I don't know who I'd want to direct, but I want a sequel to this film. I know, that's kind of a little funny for me to say, even though I haven't even seen the film. I'll be seeing it tonight, going to a pretty late showing there with my buddy, the Madman. So, it's going to be really interesting. He and I are gonna have a real quick talk about it, I'm sure, after we've seen it tonight. And then, so my plan is, with tradition that I started last year, when I get home from the film, I'm gonna sit back down here. I'm gonna sit down somewhere in my apartment. Haven't decided yet. Anyway, I'm gonna sit down in front of the camera late tonight. The picture's gonna be crap because there's not gonna be any sunlight, but that's okay. You're gonna be there for hearing it. So, and I'll give you my thoughts on the film. So, that's it. That is it. So, yeah, that's it. I'm ready. I'm ready, fellas. So, oh, one of my good friends, Luke Action Jackman, here on YouTube, who I trust his opinion. I've got a good feeling about this because he kind of confirmed my suspicions. He said that he's starting to watch it and he felt that he was in good hands. Something he didn't spoil it for me, but he said something happened early on in the film and he felt he rested easy and he felt that he was in good hands. So, and I really I trust his judgment. So again, I'm going to go in there, keep my expectations low, but also I'm ready. I'm ready for a new kind of RoboCop. This is going to be a completely different animal, I'm sure. But anyway, that's it. Wrapping it up. That's it. Done. Take care of yourselves, guys. I'll talk to you tonight or probably tomorrow by the time I upload the second video. Bye for now.